Okay, so I want to talk about these sort of demographic, tribal, or caste stereotypes, right? Or jokes, okay? These Asian parent jokes. I'm so tired of white people jokes, Asian parent jokes, black people be like black dads, Arab dads, Muslim dads. It's so nonsensical and tiring. Okay, first one issue with them is they they just always commit so much erasure and omission. What I mean is, so you'll run into these Asian moms and Asian parents, usually about something of sort of academia related, very strict parents, right? An Asian F, that type of thing. Like, I could see you doing that, but if you use like a specific label or something, because how did you monopolize Asian? First of all, we already know that like Oriental caste people sort of monopolize Asia when that should apply to so many populations and people. There's West Asia and historical and current populations there. There's South Asia. A lot of times you guys aren't even sort of talking about Southeast Asian and historical populations and cultures there as well. You just pulled it to these Oriental countries, and even that, there's this sort of omission and hierarchy. You don't really mean like browner people or like essential worker types or anything like that. You mean lighter academia types, right? Why can't you just say something along those lines? Um, but you by saying like you're monopolizing Asian to correlated to this very specific demographic, so you're erasing all of those people, even sort of Asian identified people, Oriental associated people. All of them aren't sort of academia obsessed, yet you are, you know, saying Asian parents, so you're kind of erasing them, you're omitting them, and you're kind of also showing your true colors, how you don't even consider them truly a part of the group. You only use them when they're convenient, right? When you want to feel big and like a giant tribe, stop Asian hate, but otherwise you just pull it back to your very specific demographic. Okay, that's what you're doing when you're doing these Asian jokes and that type of thing. And then there's just the stereotyping aspect of all of this. It's like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't an Arab mom or a Muslim dad or a white mom or a black dad or black people or this or that and the fourth. Like, there was this, you know, on TikTok, people will copy each other and that type of thing. And there was like this little TikTok trend, I guess you call it, where this person, right, they make jokes based on like audio or whatever. And there was this one where like someone was like, Samoan parents be like, or like Polynesian parents be like, and it's like, you're so fat, you got so fat, this, that, and the fourth. Like, but what you can do on TikTok, you can sort of click on that audio, at least on the web, and it will show you all the sort of popular TikToks that use that audio. And there's just like this mosaic, like 20 different cultures and tribals using that sound, but it's Samoan and Indian and Arab and African immigrant and this and that and the fourth. It's like, so if it's all of those, then it's not an African dad or a Samoan dad or this, that, and the fourth. Like, why can't you guys just use appropriate terms? Like, you guys are always talking about like tradition, like conservative parents, immigrants, or you're talking about hood, or you're talking about suburban, or you're talking about preppy, right? Or urban, or sometimes you guys are just talking about poor people, or this. It's never actually that. And then again, you saying that this everyone I could see like if it's 90% of the people, but sometimes it's like 50% of the population. So you're erasing, you're omitting those people who don't sort of fit that stereotype or behavior, right? You can even get into the like, uh, there'll be one culture like, yeah, we talk with our hands, but then there's another culture that talks with their hands. So if they do it too, then no, it's not your culture. It's just something that you do. Okay. But another way you see this is like sometimes it's like white jokes or this and that. Like a lot of time you'll see on Instagram, like I just don't find it funny because it's so self-absorbed, it's so erasure, it's just dehumanizing. Because if you're acting like people don't exist, that's dehumanizing. Like there'll be like something, and I'm not saying like this is evil. I don't think that's the intention. I don't think anyone's being hurt, but it's just getting played out, and it is kind of toxic. Okay, but there'll be like videos like, or you know, women like when a woman finds out there's a new serial killer documentary, right, and they'll show her smiling. A lot of women like shows like that, but then you're saying white women. It's like you're erasing those women. Or they'll make jokes like when a white person gets a new bird feeder or something. Like, you can just say suburban because a lot of suburban people do that. Like people from different origins, like a lot of this white, so-called white things. There's always overlap of all these populations. A lot of times there's overlap of like Oriental caste people. So why are you just omitting them and erasing them? Oriental coded passing people like their bird feeders too. Like it just it's just you know nonsense. Okay, it just seems to be like this cultish behavior where you guys can talk about yourselves and worship yourselves, but it's always stereotypes and it's always so reductive. Like if other people are doing it, then it's not Asian. If other people express it, then it's not Polynesian or Samoan or African, this, that, and the four. And you're always sort of like it seems to be like this sort of almost unifying like practice, but it's always so exclusionary because I know people are like, I don't do that, but you are identified that like and then sometimes it just doesn't make sense like Hispanic parents, and you guys still don't seem to know how to use these words. Like you guys will be like Hispanic parents, Latino parents, but then all Latinos don't. That could be concentrated in certain Latinos, but then all Latino identified people don't do that, right? Sometimes you guys will say Hispanic when you're meaning something else. It's kind of a hot mess, really, and I know, and of course, it's reinforcing, racialization, which isn't a thing. But again, like you're using Latino, but you're not. That doesn't. Latinos can come in any appearances. They have all sorts of genetic origins. It's like, eh. Like it's just getting old. It's getting played out. I think we need to start change society because it's very like it's my character trait type of thing. Where you guys are almost like parroting yourselves. Like if I hear one more person like, "You're invited to the cookout," we get it. You do like black cultists. We get it. You do cookouts. Okay. And not everyone black identified people do cookouts. That's just you. Like I know, and then there's just like this sort of tribal pride to it. Tribal pride doesn't make sense. You didn't do anything. I can see that it used to make sense. Like let's say you're in ancient Hawaii and some people attack you and you beat them. Okay, feel your tribal pride. But why are you feeling tribal pride if like someone from those tribals wins an Olympic gold medal? You didn't do anything. society helped them do that. Like, you didn't do anything, so why are you feeling pride? And then why are people feeling? And then you guys always, it's always sort of glorifying, glamorizing toxic behavior. Asian parents are like, you mean toxic? You can just say toxic parents. Like, I don't see how your abusive parents are funny. Like, half of the time it's like abusive, toxic behavior. And you're like, Asian parents, Latino parents, black parents. It's like, you can just say toxic parents. Yeah.